Hello everyone, my name is Colleen Lerner, and this is my diagnostic project presentation on what I've learned about organizational change throughout the project. I've learned a lot about organizational change through the interviews conducted and time spent learning from the different viewpoints within an organization. There were a few major learnings I gathered about organizational change. Resistance is a key issue that cannot be ignored. It can ultimately lead to the success or failure of the project. Projects that involve multiple moving parts must have full alignment across all included areas. Next, a thorough project plan, including all necessary steps to get to the desired end state, must be created. From the project plan, proper implementation method can be determined and carried out. And finally, effective leadership is a major component in working with people to drive change. The first point I want to talk about is resistance. We have learned about resistance throughout the course, but understanding that it is not a one-size-fits-all approach is important. Proper due diligence must be done to fully understand how people feel and how they will be affected. Resistance is seen at all levels of an organization, from leadership all the way down to business support roles and operations. And each employee group requires a different approach and actions to overcome the resistance. To overcome resistance, gaining trust is very important. Being transparent and effective communication is useful in gaining the trust of others and ultimately lowering that resistance. Next is proper alignment and thorough project planning. In an organizational change project, a detailed project plan and timeline must be created. All necessary data should be gathered to analyze the progress, gaps, and success of the project throughout the process. The project plan should include all key players at specific phases of the project. This is important to ensure that all necessary resources are prepared and available when needed. Not planning the proper resources throughout the project or having them prepared when necessary can take a project off track and cause many delays. From the project plan, it is important that all key areas involved in the project are aligned on the goal and vision as well as the timeline in getting there. The project plan is a crucial tool in assessing exactly what different areas will experience change through new processes or technology, or simply necessary behavioral changes. And finally, effective leadership. Leadership is what will define how the future will look like. Align stakeholders with the vision and inspire them to drive success despite different obstacles. Many organizational changes take a top-down approach, and being a leader rather than just a manager handling the task at hand is important. Employees want to believe that their leaders have a passion for the change and are not just doing it because they are told to do so. Resistance can get greater as you move down each layer of an organization, but on the flip side, effective leadership can drive greater success throughout each layer of an organization. Being a leader is not what you do, but it's how you do it, and I found it to be a key imperative in successfully driving an organizational change. In conclusion, organizations are constantly changing to stay competitive. Change is inevitable and will always continue. The key is to approach change using the proper actions and methods. Change is positive, and properly handling it, along with effective leadership, will assist an organization in moving away from the negative stigma attached to changing. Thank you.